4 main reasons why vendors sell their property off market. Buying a property off market generally involves purchasing a property that's not widely or publicly advertised. It's often referred to as a silent sale or a hidden listing, and selling agents generally target individual buyers on their databases whose requirements might match a specific property. And then they'll organise private viewings for those buyers who have expressed any interest. An off-market property, generally speaking, is one that is not being advertised on one of the major real estate portals. And often sales campaigns can start in an off-market capacity, then revert to a full on-market campaign if the property doesn't sell in that off-market period. But why do vendors choose to sell their property off-market? There can be a number of reasons. However, some of the main ones are as follows. Firstly, privacy. There are some vendors out there that simply don't want everyone or some specific people to know that they're selling their property. It might be their family, it might be their friends, or neighbours, for instance. So there's no for sale sign or board out the front, no advertising on the main portals. And while there's no guarantee of keeping it quiet, it does certainly minimise the risk of it happening. The second reason is cost. The cost of advertising, especially online, can be quite expensive. With the 2 main sites being REA and Domain, which are considered the Coles and Woolies of the real estate industry, charging thousands of dollars to load a property online for a few weeks, some vendors may choose to avoid these costs if possible. Thirdly, timing. A vendor might want to sell, but not for another 6 months or more. And in this case, their selling agent might suggest their property be put on the market quietly to potentially attract a buyer who may be happy with a much longer settlement. Alternatively, they may be in a real rush to sell, which means they don't have the time to run a full marketing campaign. If a vendor, for example, has just purchased another property with a short settlement, then they may want to sell their property quickly. And fourthly, price expectations. Some selling agents may actually encourage vendors who are not highly motivated or who have unrealistic price expectations to test the waters off market. This allows selling agents to get some feedback from potential buyers in relation to price in an informal manner, which will assist in determining whether the price expectations of the vendor are in fact in line with what the market may be prepared to pay. It's important to remember that the off-market world is a much smaller world than the online world, but there are plenty of off-market opportunities out there. Bear in mind, there is a lot of poor property in the off-market world as well. And as with any property, it's important to look at the property as you would any property and complete the required due diligence and price analysis. If you have any queries or need any assistance with finding or securing an off-market property, please don't hesitate to contact us on 1300 500 555.